Alright, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, and to His Son, my brother, Amashiach Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. In this video, I decided to do a revision of the 18 nations chart that I seen and used when I was coming into the understanding of my people and who I am. And I was not in the understanding of what I know now, but other than that, I felt like those things was needed for that time period and for certain information to be gained and then built upon and then updated. So this is a updated format for the chart and the understanding of the new information. The new information that we have now that I didn't have before was the understanding of Y-DNA. So I have a couple of maps to show and to share, and then we'll get into the different charts and what I think about different people groups. So real quick, I wanted to do like a quick refresh of certain things and content. So in the Americas, or this map is basically a migration map of people, to people from different start points of where they originated from to where they ended at. So here in the Americas, we have 3 to 4 Native American populations. On this map, you can't really see it, but on this, what is that? Okay, that's just another picture. On this map, you could barely see it, but right here in the region of Brazil, you have a O3A next to the Q3. I never noticed that before, but I always thought that was like Q3 and then Q3A, which can be basically the same thing, but this I believe is a O3A. So we'll get into that shortly. So what we're looking at right here is the different groups of native people that migrated to the Americas. And one of the problems with this chart is you don't see E1B1A, and with that understanding, there's a possibility that many of our people that do have the E1B1A marker wasn't here before slavery, because I'm getting it is very hard to find information on our people before the slave trade. So That's the problem. And this chart is one of those things that is backing up that um, understanding of our people not being here yet. So, um, so real quick, we have R1. R1 would be your um, native population that different government organizations and commercial YDNA groups wouldn't classify as Native American. But the Q3 and the C3B, they would classify that as Native American. And not just that, but they'll classify it as Arawak. So the Arawak group of people um, was supposed to be, you know, the group that I was looking to find my people or our people in as Hebrew Israelites. The Taino, the Siboney, the Garifuna, and a few other, dark races of Native American people group. Even Seminole Indians. The problem is uh, that's not the case. There's no E1B1A marker for those groupings of Arawak people. So the other issue is, as you can see, far up north in the Hudson Bay region of North America, you have a Q3. So Q3 is a Eskimo Inuit group of DNA. So once you understand that Q3 and C3B and C3 and Q3 are the same classification of Arawak people, then you start to understand that these Native American people are not our people and they are not related anywhere close to us. So the C3B would be your Shemitic group of Native American people. Your R1 and your Q3 and your O3A, those would be your Caucasian Asian groups of Japhetic people. Now, O3A and R1 would most likely not be recognized as Arawak, but the other groups would be. But at the same time, when you go to the YDNA chart of Native American groups, you'll see a lot of the markers that would be our in the Israelite movement. When we talk about the Native American people, the Seminole people, the different dark Native American tribes, most of them are coming up with a R. So the problem is that these group of people, the R group, is dealing with a unique YDNA haplogroup that could most likely be one of the beginning DNA pools to the Caucasian race of people. Now, this group is a dark race, so you have the R and this Q. Those two are dark races of Caucasian groups of DNA pools. But remember, R1 has the ability, or the R group has the ability to have a mutation of the proteins to where it could create 10 completed people. So you have that within the group. It could create a dark cycle, it could create a pale skin cycle. So the other thing that is related to that somewhat is right here in Australia. So the C group would be your Shemitic Moabite people, the Aboriginal Australian people. These people also share this region with Caucasian people. Another group of Caucasian people that are dark complected people would be this KT group. K and T are basically the same haplogroup. You know, they DNA. What they did was not just that they put all the pale groups of people DNA pool before the dark races of DNA in the Caucasian DNA pool. They also gave themselves away with this marking of K and T. So the K group right here is the group of people of a dark skin complexion with excuse me, with blonde hair, blue eyes, or red hair, green eyes, or vice versa. These people would be your Solomon Island, um, Micronesian region people. So those people would be your original Greek people. So this group would be one of those. One out of the other two groups, those would be your beginning group of Caucasian people that are originally and that are still dark races of people. So the K group and the T group, the same group, and the K and the C group look similar. So the whole concept of the Caucasian gene pool is to be an imitation and a mirror version of the different Shemitic groups of people and Hamitic groups of people. Wherever they are, you'll have Caucasian people being a imitation version of these people. So that's the understanding of that. So um, once again, um, this is not a discussion on the 12 tribe charts of Israel and the America, but this is a um, updated um, format and understanding on the 18 nations. So I just had to get the whole better understanding of the Caucasian and the Native American situation out the way. So now we can move on to the other side of the map. We took care of the Australian problem. So right here, the other problem is um, so on this map they put J2, I believe, J2 and L in the region of Elam. So Elam is actually this area from Iran to India. That would be the whole region for Elam. But on here, they put the H in the center, and then they put this J and the L in the landlocked countries. This area will be your Shemitic Elamite groups of people, and that would be your F marker. But as you can see, you have the imitation version of the Caucasian groups, H already there. You have L, another Caucasian marker, R1A, J2, Caucasian groups. You have a small pocket of Ammon, D1 and D3. It would be your Shemitic group of Ammonites, which many people would say are Japanese people, which is true, but at the same time, when you come back over here to Japan, you have the D2, you have the C, you have the C3, so you have Ammon, and then you have Moab, and then you have the imitation version of the Caucasian Asian groups with O2B and O3C. Now, this is showing you how they could have easily just put for the Japhetic groups or the Caucasian race, they could have just used two markers to take care of the massive groups of people, but they really wanted to write themselves into history and hide from a lot of the things that they did to humanity in general, you know, slave trade and all kinds of madness. So, but thanks to YDA, they can't hide no more. You know, we're finding out that all these Saudi Arabian people, the Israeli people, the Palestinian people, the Armenian, the Turks, all these people are the same groups of Caucasian people. So you have a situation to where you have white on white crime at a high level being committed against elite, outstanding, God-fearing people of the Caucasian race, if you want to believe that. But they are always looking down on us, black people, people of color, with our crimes against each other. But they are putting terrorist groups in their own people, in their own family backyard to get whatever they need and resources and landscape from their own people, which is sad. But it's needed for them to fall from their rule and kingdom. So carry on. And now we have our group of people, the E1B1A groups in West Africa. In once again, our people was raised up in this Nile Valley region, and the source to the Nile Valley, or to the Nile itself, is the Great Lake. So our E1B1A actually comes from this Great Lake region. So you have this E2 marker. The E2 marker would be your Median marker, another Shemitic dark race of people. So, and then right above that marker, you have the E1B1B group, which would be Edom. They would be on the outskirts of the Nile and the Great Lake region in the Horn. And so a lot of these groups of people, they share those terms of being Arabs, Hamitic people, Falashan Jews, Bedouins, uh, Berbers. They share those terms, and just like the classification of Bantu people and Arawak people, is just dealing with regional groups of people, and is not just saying, basically these are the same groups of people. So um, I do use the term Bantu, similar to the term of African American. Just because we use those terms don't mean that every black person in America is African American. As we already know, there's dark groups of Native American people and other um, Caribbean island nation of people that come to the America or to America to live. So we have to be aware that of that context with that term. So I'm gonna use it um, often, but um, while I'm using it, I will have to go into a detail with a tribe or a group of people that I'm referring to, not just a broad group of dark people living in West Africa. So as you can see, there's a R1B right here in the center of Africa, and then you have the R1A, and then another part of R1B deep into Europe, and in between Europe and Asia. So we have to get the understanding that once that group is found in this region in Africa, as well heavily in the region of Spain and France and Portugal, which you know gives way to the understanding of the different migration of um, so-called Moorish people. Now, the Moors are just another umbrella term, but many of those Moors, a big population of those Moors was actually Ishmaelites. So you'll have Ishmael, and then you probably have, other dark races of people under that banner and title, but the majority of those people was Ishmaelite. So Ishmael is a Shemitic dark race of people as well. So um, my understanding would be just that R1B group originally didn't migrate like that from Central um, Asia and Europe. It was probably a little bit closer to a lot of these Greek territories right above Greece, and a little bit closer in the Italy in the Italy region in France, and it probably was also in the northern parts of Africa as well before it moved deep, because this R1B isn't a marker solely dealing with um, white Caucasian people. So we have to understand that. And once again, another look at the Caucasian people that are occupying the region in the Middle or Near East. in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, all the same people. And then at the bottom, you have Madagascar. So, Madagascar, interesting island. So, around the island of Madagascar, you have other island chains, and the island chains around them have high Bantu population dealing with E1B1A groups of people. So you have that understanding, and they also have pockets of E2. E2 would be the the Medianites, the Shemitic group of Median, and then at another frequency you have uh, O1. So you have a Caucasian population of Asian people as well there in Madagascar. And now we're going to go to the other map. The other map, a little bit better at seeing what I'm talking about. So with the Americas, so you have the C's, you have the Q, you have the R1B. So all these groups would be your Native American population, but none of these people are related to the Bantu group dealing with the E1B1A. So, if you are a person that are a dark person that is considered to be African American, that has Native American ancestry from the paternal line, your people would be either a R1B or a Q or C. You would not be a E1B1A Bantu. You would not be a Hebrew Israelite at all. You will be your own unique group of people or person from either a dark race of Caucasian people dealing with R or Q, or a Shemitic group of people dealing with C, being from the Australian region. So, and once again, you have Ammon in Japan with the fake version of Caucasian Asian people, O2, right there. You have some more D's, some more C's. Ammon and Moab together. In this map, you have the F in the right region of India. So, in Iran, in the Iran region, you do have our people there. Iran or Iran or Iran would be H, and as you can see, India is H, and as you can see, the arrow comes from the Iran region into India. So that's the understanding that we need to have of Elam. Elam is a dark race, and the Caucasian people have a imitation version of Elam with H. And let's see, also in the Iran region, there's an island called Kashim, and Kashim has our people located. There's E1B1A groups, Afro Iranian people in that region, which is interesting. And once again, the Middle East with the J, all those people from Turkey, Armenia, uh, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Palestine, same group of Caucasian people. Okay, and now we're gonna move on to the chart. So this is a chart that when I was new to the truth, I used as a profile pic on Facebook, and I shared it with brothers and sisters and friends. And there's a understanding with these terms. A lot of the um, societal terms of the uh, people are not matching with the forefather group. Even though this is a grouping of the English name and the Paleo Hebrew name, the conflict is with the societal name versus the forefather name. So, um, the first problem would be the white man is Edom. Um, Parts of that is right and parts of that is wrong. One of the groups of white people, out of the two groups of white people that we know of and that we should know exist, could be Edom. The other one could be Japhet. So the problem is we have to come to understanding that Edom is a brown ruddy um, group of people, and they have a another pool of population of people that are pale skinned people. That's the understanding that we should have. So um, I had to do some clarification on that. India, and on these, I also put the DNA marker and the Shemitic or Hamitic or Japhetic. So the same with Elam, I basically um, put that is a Shemitic group of people with a F marker for DNA. I had a hard time with Assyria, but I found out that Assyria was just dealing with the Iraq northern part. So once I understood that, I knew who the people were. So a lot of these groups of people are pretty much same groups of people as we already know. Some nations of charts will have the grouping of the nations by brothers. You know, the Shem group, Shemitic groups of people, the Japhetic groups of people, and then the Hamitic group of people. So I just did the unique markers and then the tribes. It would be a detail um, look into what would the people look like and what region they are from. So I did that to help our people further understand everything. Let's see. The only real problem was with Ishmael. I had to go into a detail about. I think I just used instead of Arab, I went ahead and used Moors for Ishmael, and for Chinese, I put ancient Chinese people. For him, I had to basically. I wanted to use a understanding that I knew about Edom being some parts of the Ethiopian people. So instead of, you know, doing that, I just made sure I stuck with I met a group of people with them, you know, just the A marker or the B marker, and make sure I put the people or tribes that those people would be dealing with to the best of my knowledge of these things. And that's about it. Everything else, you know, um, I think with Greece, I did like an overall breakdown of the different groups because also Edom has different moving parts. When you find out Edom is also a pale population of a dark race of people, you had to do certain things to explain that information. So I had to do something with Greece. So let's see what I did. So once again, this is the chart that I decided to use, and everybody can see the website that it's from and everything. And this website has a lot of good information, you know. And I'm just a lot of the information that brothers and sisters already brought out. I'm just updating a lot of these things to better help us understand who our people are and who our enemies are. So this is the chart. I'll let y'all look at it for a few more minutes before I switch it over to the revised version. Okay, now we're gonna go into my note page. So this is the YDNA format of it. So I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. You look at it for a few seconds. I'm gonna scroll up some more to let you look at the other countries. All right. So this is the revision or the revised version of the 18 nation chart. So with Israel, I just did a few of the known E1B1A groups of Bantu people, and there would be the Ashanti, the Tutsi, different either big groups, small groups, and mid-sized groups. This way, our people could get a understanding of, in general, the different groups of uh, Bantu people dealing with our group, because also you have small populations of people within the Fulani group and other groups of either Japhetic groups of people or other Shemitic groups of people dealing with Ishmael. So um, that's why I did Israel the way I did it. But these are a dark race of people, and that's what I wanted to, get into with the Shemitic and the other groups, giving our people the overall understanding that we are a dark race of people. No duh, but we just have to continue to understand that because Edom, if we are dark, Edom also has to be dark. So, so with Edom, um, I just Edom is very interesting. You know, um, I continue to find a lot of things about Edom, and they are an interesting group of people. But nevertheless, I wouldn't want to be those people in any era of time. In any era of time, I wouldn't want to be these people. So I put the Somali, the Oromo, Berbers, the Albanians, put the complexions. I put the other countries and regions so we will understand. So, and then Elam, the Assyrian, you know, because a lot of these people are just the same groups of Caucasian people right here at this point with the Assyrian, you know. So these two would be Arab nations technically, but the term Arab isn't dealing with Ishmael. It is just dealing with groups of people in a region of Arabia and dealing with groups of people being Bedouin nomads. So Ishmael, Ishmael, um, basically dealing with a interesting group with the Fube, the Fulani, the Fula, the Pro. They have a lot of name for this group of people, and uh, this is another dark race of people. I also use the word Moors for them, and that's the proper title for them because many of these Fulbe people at a high population they are in this Mauritania, Mali region. They mostly are in this like central African pocket, on, in between a lot of our people in West Africa. They are literally living in northern parts of regions of different countries that our people are living in. So you have pockets of populations of E1B1A people among E1A groups. Moab, I just put ancient Chinese and see, and then I put Shemitic Aboriginals of Australia, Native Americans, you know. This was something I didn't know. Most likely those people on the island that nobody been to in India with this unique group of people that nobody been able to come in contact with. It's most likely that they are D, because in another nearby island in that region you have the Andamanese Andamanese people. Not saying it right, but a lot of people should understand what I'm saying. These people, I never knew that they was D. I thought they was either A or B, but and even I would think, a lot of these people would have been E1B1A, because also in that Indian region you have the city people, which are Bantu people that came out of East Africa from the Sahara slave trade, or the trans Saharan Arab slave trade, that live in India. And so I was thinking that those two groups of people was our people, but no, they are technically Ammon. So that's an interesting find. I did this list last night or earlier yesterday morning around the same time. Kush. So with the Hermetic group, I just kept it simple and went with the different Hermetic groups. And these groups, the first three groups, you could alternate with whatever region to put them in. Other than that, this would be your hardcore Hermetic groups of people. I remember seeing a E1B1A video and a breakdown on our people, and the brother got into a conversation about our people in basketball versus Hermetic people in basketball, and he named a decent basketball player as him. And the problem with that is, it could be right, it could be wrong. the thing is, his tribe was dealing with um, a spread of different dark races of population. So, um, we get into the whole thing about appearances, and yeah, his people, this basketball player that would look like him but may not be him. He has population of our people of E1B1A in it. They have E1B1B in it. They also share um, other similarities with other Bantu or E1B1A groups. So um, the judgment call on that was dealing with the information then versus now, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, because at that time I'm pretty sure he wasn't aware of the different information with the DNA. I don't think he was fully aware of the different understanding with the Y-DNA. So, and the same with me, just because I know certain things don't mean I know everything about Y-DNA. And I definitely don't know much about the maternal DNA. That's some more difficult studying and researching I would have to do. So um, those people in that region of India on those islands would probably be Ammon. Let's see. And then the Hamitic group. And now the Turkey. So with Turkey, I just basically put the Turks, the Armenians, the Lebanese, the Israeli. All those people are the same people. Even the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people, interesting enough, they have some pockets just like the Yemen people. They have E1B1B among them. So you have some pockets of Edom among the Palestinian people, as well as in the Yemen group, you have some E1B1A people as well among Yemenites. And then Mega, that G group, the pale group of people that the haplogroup of Japhet and the Caucasian race starts at. They have just a small region among Georgia and the Caucasus Mountain range where you will find them. And then with Greece, I went into like J1, Japhetic, and then Crete and um, E1B1B, Shemitic, South Greece, so the J group would be on the island of Crete, and then they'll be in other parts as well. But I just wanted to highlight certain parts. In the E1B1B1 group would be in southern Greece, and then I put like a little star marker by the ancient Greece to refer to the overall understanding of the people in the Pacific Island region. Let's see. And then you have the Germans and the Spanish and the Cyprus people. And that's about it. So this would be your revised version of that, of the 18 nations. And once again, we just have to continue to be better with our um, visualization of seeing our people versus our enemies. And we have to just get better at revising a lot of the information that we once had. And so I'm not trying to pick fights with any of my brothers and sisters. I just want the best information that we could find to edify all of us and to, you know, um, get us to the point of being able to leave this country and go to our own, you know, and that's about it, you know. We are still here in this captivity for a reason, and I believe some of that reason is because some of the information is outdated and we need new information. And before the new information comes in, we're gonna have another falling away period with many Israelites that are in this movement right now falling out, and we just have to continue to build upon what we already have and what we already know. We just need to update it and correct the mistakes and the information and get better at informing ourselves at these things. So once again, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, to His Son, my brother, Hamashiach Yahushai, and peace to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. Thank you for listening to me once again.